1986, let's jump ahead a little. You get injured in spring training. Lenny Dykstra you come back and Lenny Dykstra's playing center field. What was that like? The Mets are rolling. What was that like? How did you find yourself back on the team?
But, you know, I think that being injured was a frightening experience. I was happy just to be able to play again, to be honest with you. You know, you get injured and, you know, eye injury, you never know how that's going to affect you. I was very curious as to how it was going to affect me, whether I was going to be able to judge balls the way I did, you know, hitting more than anything else. I was in spring training, extended spring, doing my rehab and playing catch and that type of thing and playing with the kids down there, but I wasn't the major leagues. You know, so, you know, I think I was so afraid of not being able to perform at all that it never dawned on me about where would I fit in with the club. You know, was there going to be a spot for me or anything like that. You know, Lenny was playing great at the time, and that was never a thought in my mind. I guess I figured if I was healthy that I could compete and play. Maybe that was being a little bit naive or arrogant on my part, but that's the way I felt. I never felt any fear of not being able to compete for a job. But as it turned out, it probably was the best thing for me at the time.
Now, growing up, I watched the '86 World Series, and I vividly remember the wild pitch and then the ground ball.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through, for you, what that was like? Boys dream about that kind of opportunity from the time that they know what baseball is till probably till the day they die, right? So, can you tell us what it's like when it actually happens? I mean, it's not a home run, but it's probably one of the most memorable plays in Mets history, definitely in 1986 sports.
Well, I think that every kid that plays Little League baseball or any kind of amateur baseball, you always have those dreams at night how you're going to win ball games and that type of thing. And as I said, I never played Little League ball, so I never had to experience that. You know, I always played sandlot ball where there was just a pickup game on the weekend, basically. And 86 series was an experience. I was aware that a lot of ball players, a lot of good ball players never got that far. And I was fortunate to get that far. And when I became involved in a situation that really could make a difference in the game, I'm not going to say I wasn't nervous, because I was nervous. I was nervous before every ball game. But I wasn't afraid of failing, because I felt that, you know, hey, I'm where most ball players want to be, even, you know, amateur ball players, professional ball players. And I came to, you know, in the sixth game when I came to the plate, we were down a run, runners in scoring position and that type of thing. You know, I didn't want to make the last out. There's no question about that. You know, but even if I had made the last out, I did not want it to be a strikeout, anything like that. You know, I wanted to put on a good showing, and that was my main concern. I wasn't concerned about hitting a home run or getting a base hit or anything like that. You know, because I think that you start doing things like that is really hard to perform, and just to go out and put the ball in play, I figured that was my job at the time. As it turned out, a lot of things happened in that at bat. You know, the wild pitch. Once the wild pitch was done, you know, actually I'm off the hook. The game is tied now. I came to the plate, we were losing. Now I'm still at the plate and the game's tied. I can only win the ball game. I can't lose it. I can only win the ball game. So that was really, really a relief there. And then it was just a fight that don't strike out, put the ball in play. And that was really what I was trying to do. And after putting the ball in play, you know, no one could imagine that the ball would be missed. No one, not even me. And once it was missed, you know, it was, to me, it was just like a normal game. I was going to second base. I don't know why to this day I'm running to second base, because the game is over. But you know, that's just the way I was. And you know, and that play in itself really, I think, has put a signature on my career. I'm not saying that's a good thing, because I think there are other things that I've done that were a lot more exciting than hit a ground ball. But I think that is, under the circumstances, that you know, here's some recognition that I don't think that anyone will deny themselves, because it was a big part of baseball history. I mean, it wasn't a home run, like I said. It wasn't a line drive off the wall or anything of that nature. It was a simple ground ball which goes to show you that baseball is an unpredictable sport, and you just go out and play every day and hope for the best.
Well, one thing that a player or a young player can take away from that is that if you dissect that play, you hustle from the second you hit the ball. Now, most ball players would hit that ball and go, oh my God, I could have won the game, and now I hit a ground ball, and the thoughts run through their head, and they kind of drag down the line. You hauled your butt down that line, and it's questionable that you might have been safe, even if he had fielded it. Now, odds are that he would have fielded that and you would have been out, but you still hustled. You showed the intensity, and you never gave up on it, and it went through his legs. What did you feel when you first hit that ball? Did you say to yourself, "Oh my God, I hit a ground ball that he's going to field"? And then when he misses the ball, do you go? Was there any sort of excitement?
Well, that explanation you just gave sounds like a silver lining on a cloud. But you're right. I think that just being able to sit back and say, look, I was hustling all the time, and this is what caused the whole, the events. And to this day, I think that it has a lot to do with it. And yeah, if a young ball player is looking at the game and looking for something positive to come out of that, it is. And I've used that analogy a lot of times when I've spoken to kids, on playing the game of playing baseball. I think that most coaches probably wouldn't notice it, but I don't think that the average person will even look at it at that point, because they're just so wrapped in the fact that he missed the ball, and the fact that he won. Everything's surrounding it. But I think more importantly, I think that everything that happened before that at bat really set the tone for everything that happened with the 2 strikes on 3 different hitters, and those hitters getting base hits. And I think there's a lot of things that was exciting, and I'll just have to end up on the tail end of it.
Now, you finally realize that you've just won the game, and you're halfway to second base, and everybody else is at home plate celebrating. What's your first reaction? Do you run in and jump on the pile, or do you just kind of look at it for a second and go, wow?
But in all honesty, after the game, I was still kind of in shock. I couldn't believe that it did happen. I don't remember jumping on the pile. I really don't remember doing it. If I did, it was purely impulse, because it's nothing that I know. I'm not even conscious that I did it. And when the event was over, I left the game, went in the clubhouse, and I went and sat on the table in the training room. It had to soak in really that we actually won that game. I mean, even through all the excitement, the stadium was actually shaking with excitement, and you could just feel it. But I guess that's just the way I learned to play, is to keep everything in perspective, that we hadn't won anything yet. I mean, we still had another game to win. Maybe that's what I was thinking, okay, we paid the price for another day. It's what we did. We borrowed another day, and that's all we did. Fortunately, it worked out in our favor, but I guess I enjoyed it, but not like most people would think I did.
What's it like to win a World Series?
I don't think that anyone can explain that. I think that you have to have some type of relative experience to relate it to. If you've ever done anything that you didn't think you would ever do, or have you ever received a check in the mail that you think you didn't deserve, maybe that's one way. You have a bill has to be paid, and you say, how am I going to pay this bill? And you get up in the morning, it's a check's in the mail for the exact amount. Oh, no. It's like, it's one of the most exciting, rewarding things that you'll ever do, because I think that you have achieved the ultimate, and that is to win a championship against the best players in the world. And no one can explain that feeling unless you've actually been through something similar to that.